Hey, what up, yo? This is Billy, and I wanted to just jump on here and do a quick video. Sheba and I are about to move to Baltimore. Big, exciting move, and this is probably gonna be my last video here as a resident of Suitland, Maryland. Sheba put me on to Dolly Parton, yo. I didn't know Dolly Parton is as dope as she is. I thought she was just a fantastic country music singer with some tig old biddies, but I didn't know that she was so involved and interesting. There's a quote that Sheba told me about Dolly Parton that hit me. It really resonated. And so here's the quote: "Find out who you are and do it on purpose." Find out who you are and do it on purpose. That's crazy to me. I like that. I think it's similar to like be yourself, those kinds of quotes, but I like that on this there's an extra part. There's kind of like a prep. I think for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been interested in the question of who I am and who I want to be. And I don't know if hacking myself is the right word, but I have some techniques that I've been working at. And the two big ones, they fall into two big categories, And one is radical non-judgment, and the other I call it heat checks, okay? So the radical non-judgment piece is interesting, In order to understand myself, the first thing I need to do is to pay close attention to myself. Spend a couple weeks, spend a month, spend 6 months just observing yourself. Don't change anything about your behavior except that you start being aware, how you're doing things. What do you prioritize? What excites you? Who, when the phone rings, which people get you going? What wakes you up in the morning? Also, what causes anxiety? What pulls you out of your normal state, right? If you're a chill, calm person, what makes you tense and aggressive? To know those things and to just be aware of them, man, that's an indication of who you are. It's like if you were an accountant, it's like, here's some information about the nature of this company, the spending practices. The reason though it's called radical non-judgment is because when you're paying attention to all of it, you can't judge it. There's no judgment. It's gotta be just a straight observation. And if it's possible, you write it down, you document it, something like, because you care about this information, you want to remember it, and maybe you can judge it later. But in the moment you can't. And here's why: there's something about the human brain, or at least my human brain. There's something about the way we work that, particularly if we're biased towards ourselves. You know what I mean? We are biased towards ourselves. So the minute you do something, your mind works out ways to justify it and to rationalize it, and to keep whatever narrative it wants to keep. So if it wants to keep a flattering narrative about you or about that choice or that behavior, it will do so. It won't allow itself the opportunity to observe it and learn from it objectively. That's been my experience, man. One of the things, I like to believe I'm a good person. I like to believe that I listen to people and I try to care about people. I've always liked to believe that, but that wasn't always true. It still isn't always true. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human. But when I did the radical non-judgment and I observed myself for years ago, I realized that, man, I lied a lot and I told a lot of untruths, and I didn't need to do that. And what happened was, sometimes you tell untruths, not just to other people, but to yourself. So, and the only way to assess yourself, honestly, I think, is to get past these mental reflexes. And one of the mental reflexes is to create a narrative that justifies almost whatever I'm doing, whatever you're doing. I think it's important to note, though, also that, like, right now we're living in some really terrible, difficult times. And we need to be able to give ourselves some grace and some patience sometimes. And so, yes, you will our behavior is altered because the world is significantly altered right now. And so, as you observe yourself, have a little bit of grace. But frankly, if it were up to me, I would say not much, because if you want to give grace to other people. Give grace to someone else who you might meet, and recognize that, whatever experience you had with them might be, it might have been an issue because of a difficulty they're going through. But with yourself, no, because you want to know yourself. And this is also an opportunity to know, like, who am I when things are tough? Who am I when I'm stressed and I'm uncertain? How do I treat people? How do I set my priorities? How do I move in a difficult space? Sometimes these are the best times to understand oneself. So I just want to put that in there. Grace for other people. But for myself, I just want a cold audit of my actions. Again, without judgment, right? I just want the information. It's not about, oh, you're a terrible person or you need to do this. I just want the information. And then later on, I can figure out what to do with that info. But the last thing I need to do, the worst thing I can do, the thing that keeps me from knowing myself is to throw that information out, is to just discard it and allow my brain to form a narrative that doesn't include information. And what do I mean by heat checks? A heat check to me is when I think of Steph Curry, man. You ever see him come down the court? Steph shoots a shot from half court for no reason, damn near half court or way beyond the arc, and sometimes the announcer goes, "Oh, heat check. He's doing a heat check." He's checking how hot his hand is. For me, like, one of my conceptions of privilege, one of the identifying marks of privilege is the ability to test yourself in ways that are of your choosing, right? As opposed to a test like, oh shit, you just got laid off. Oh shit, your car's messed up. Oh shit, you have a health emergency. Those are terrible tests that none of us want to have to deal with, that you don't have control of. But privilege allows you to actually test the way you want to add difficulty in your life on purpose, with the goal of seeing how you respond, with the goal of seeing who you are. Wow. I have friends who get together with groups and will run miles, bro. Run marathons, twice a week for fun. They're testing themselves, testing their bodies. I know people like, I'm intensely privileged to be testing myself the way that I did and the way that I am, trying to see like what happens when I'm under this kind of pressure. I recently posted on YouTube. I had 230 followers on YouTube in December, and I told myself I wanted to have 1,000 by January 1. I made a video and put it out public and tried to see if I could garner the energy and support for that. That was a heat check. It was me saying, let's see what happens here. So when I was working at CNN, I was saying, man, you know what? If only I could do a cartoon about Donald Trump right now. If I could do a cartoon about Donald Trump right now, I'd have 1 million followers, because I'm not clever and everybody hates Donald Trump. I could do this. And then I made myself free and I did a cartoon about the administration, and I got 215 new followers. It wasn't quite what I thought. Now I know myself better. I know what, in the marketplace of animated content, I know better where I stand. And now I have a higher vantage point where I can look even further and try even new things. And maybe one day I will get to 1,000 followers. But not today. And that's okay. Every time when I set a goal, I'm interested in how I conform myself to it. I'm not just interested in the goal. I'm interested to how do I adjust myself to achieve that goal. What do I do now that goal's up on the wall, now that it's visible and it's been vocalized? What now? How do you change your behavior? So I try to incorporate heat checks in my life, and I have the privilege to do so, and I think we all have the privilege to do so. Test yourself. There's things that you don't know, there's things that you haven't tried, Try it. Push yourself outside of the comfort zone. Become comfortable with that. So figuring out who you are and then doing it on purpose leads to incredible happiness and fulfillment. And I think it's something special. It's been life-changing for me. And I want to share that. And it's a great thing, yo. Thank you, Dolly Parton. Thank you for watching this video. Peace.